Welcome to the True Tomorrows podcast.
Yeah.
Get ready for your weekly science fiction probe into the wildest galactic tales from flash fiction, presented with the excitement of a blockbuster movie and the depth of an epic novel.
Absolutely.
Rate and follow to join us for more captivating True Tomorrows.
Always on.
Today we've got two really incredible flash fiction stories.
I know. I was so excited to read these.
That you sent to us? They're really good.
Yeah, we're diving in head first.
For sure.
You were clearly drawn to tales of galactic conflict, ancient mysteries, and the thrill of rebellion against
I love that.
overwhelming odds. And trust us, these stories deliver.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to dissect each one, focusing on what truly makes them tick.
Yeah.
And those moments that make you go, aha.
Right.
So,
exactly.
for our first science fiction probe, we're heading to a galaxy on a knife edge in heart of a dead star.
Imagine a tense summit, the kind where the fate of star systems hangs in the balance.
You've got it. High stakes, big problems. Classic.
You've got the New Alliance and the triumvirate warlords. Two major power blocks.
Oh, yeah. The classic enemies, right? Always fighting.
Locked in this fragile dance.
It's a delicate situation for sure.
Now, what throws this
Yeah.
already volatile situation into complete disarray
Right.
is the discovery of an ancient mural.
Okay.
Not just some old artwork, mind you,
Right.
but something believed to be a relic from the galaxy's very founders.
A relic,
Cool.
like some sort of artifact.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is that this mural starts to
Starts to what?
change.
What do you mean by change? Does it like move? Or, I don't know, like, does it talk? What happens?
Dead stars depicted on it
Oh, interesting.
begin to shimmer and reform,
So, like, they're
being reborn.
creating a pattern no one understands. That is so cool. A changing mural with stars being reborn. That's some serious mystery right there.
This is where you, the listener,
Yeah.
see how a seemingly small detail
Right.
can ignite a galaxy.
Wow.
A representative from the outer systems, Kyra,
Okay.
is the first to spot this bizarre transformation
Of course, someone has to notice, right?
and bravely interrupts this high-stakes summit to point it out.
Whole new.
You'd think everyone would pause, right?
You'd think so.
But one of these triumvirate warlords just waves it off as extinct civilizations and fairy tales.
Oh, typical. They always think they know everything.
It really highlights how entrenched powers
Yeah,
can dismiss anything that doesn't fit their current worldview.
absolutely. They just can't handle anything that challenges their power.
What do you make of that immediate dismissal?
I think it's classic power move. They don't want to acknowledge something that could disrupt the status quo, so they just dismiss it as nonsense. It's a way of maintaining control.
Does it tell us something about how fear can manifest as arrogance
Right.
in political standoffs?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
When people are afraid, they often lash out, and that can manifest as arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way of trying to hide their fear and maintain a sense of superiority, but it often backfires.
Yeah.
So that dismissal, it's a classic move. It speaks volumes about how power can blind people to what's really important.
Yeah.
They're so focused on maintaining their grip on power that they can't see the forest for the trees.
It's a recurring theme
Oh, yeah. You see it all the time, both in fiction and in real life.
in narratives about
It's a classic tale as old as time.
power, the inability or unwillingness to see beyond the immediate power struggle.
Exactly.
And as we often see,
Right.
ignoring the seemingly insignificant can have dramatic consequences.
It most certainly can. Little things can have huge ripple effects.
Almost immediately after this dismissal, things escalate rapidly.
Oh, no. What happens?
The lights go out,
Gasp for dramatic effect.
and then the security bots start targeting the mural.
Whoa. That's crazy.
It's a completely irrational response, like
Yeah.
shooting the messenger,
Totally irrational.
but it instantly shatters any semblance of order.
Oh, no.
Suddenly, everyone's on edge. Alliance and Triumvirate guards, who were probably just trying to look tough moments before, are now drawing weapons, and old grudges are back in full swing.
Uh-oh. So much for diplomacy.
So much for galactic peace
Heck
through
yeah.
negotiation, right?
It all falls apart so quick.
It makes you wonder how deep those divisions really were if something like this could trigger such an immediate descent into chaos.
Right. You have to wonder if they were ever really committed to peace in the first place or if it was all just a facade.
It really underscores
It really does.
the fragility of their unity.
Yeah,
It suggests that the underlying tensions were never truly resolved, just suppressed.
exactly. They were just papering over the cracks, and now those cracks are exploding wide open.
Now, amidst this sudden outbreak of violence, Kyra experiences something truly remarkable. She feels a distinct thrumming, like a heartbeat, emanating from beneath the cold surface of the mural.
Wow, a heartbeat from a mural. That's incredible.
Yeah, this shifts it from being merely an ancient depiction to something almost alive.
Like it has a life of its own.
A tangible presence.
That sends chills down my spine. It's like the mural is waking up.
That's when the realization hits her. This isn't just a drawing. It's the legendary heart of a dead star spoken of in ancient myths.
Whoa. It all makes sense now.
What might that physical sensation tell us about the true nature of this artifact?
I think it suggests that the artifact is more than just an object. It's something powerful, something ancient, maybe even something alive in a way we don't fully understand.
Is it simply a powerful object or something more sentient?
Right. Maybe it's a being of pure energy or consciousness that spans galaxies. Who knows?
That visceral experience clearly jolts Kyra into action. Amidst the chaos, she has the presence of mind to grab an Alliance data crystal, essentially, a highly advanced storage device, and make a run for it.
Smart move. Get that data.
It's not just blind panic. It's as if that connection to the mural has given her a sense of purpose. And as she's escaping, the mural cracks open, revealing an artifact pulsing with light, sending tremors through the entire summit.
No way. The heart of a dead star.
It's a truly cinematic moment.
I can picture it now. The ground is shaking, the lights are flickering, and this mysterious artifact is pulsing with energy.
What do you think the significance of the mural cracking open is? Is it merely a container breaking or a symbolic birthing of something new?
Ooh, that's a good question. It could be both. On a literal level, the mural was just a shell protecting the artifact.
Yeah.
But symbolically, it's like the galaxy itself is being reborn. It's a new era full of possibilities and dangers.
The immediate aftermath sees both the Alliance and the Triumvirate completely abandoning their summit and focusing all their attention on this newly revealed artifact.
Of course. Who cares about peace talks when there's a potential superweapon up for grabs?
Their first instinct, shaped by their ongoing conflict, is to view the heart as a weapon, a potential superweapon that could tip the scales of power in their favor.
Classic. They're so obsessed with power that they can't see anything else.
It highlights how deeply ingrained their militaristic thinking is.
Right. It's all about who has the biggest guns.
However, Kyra, having had that unique connection with the mural, has a completely different intuition.
She knows better.
She feels on a fundamental level that they're entirely wrong about its purpose.
I bet she does. She felt that heartbeat. She knows this thing is more than just a weapon.
Instead of heading back to the outer systems, Kyra seeks out a...
Who does she go to?
Fascinating individual named Lex.
Lex, okay.
He's an ex-triumvirate tech savant who's now living in the shadows of the summit planet.
A tech savant in hiding. Sounds intriguing.
This is where the story hints at some really complex ideas.
I love it when sci-fi gets philosophical.
As Lex starts talking about concepts like entropy, the natural tendency towards disorder, and the possibility of imploding timelines.
Oh, mind-bending stuff.
It's not your typical tech talk.
Definitely not. This Lex guy sounds like he's on another level.
But it suggests a far grander, more cosmic significance to the heart.
I was thinking the same thing. It's like this artifact is connected to the very fabric of reality.
What do you think Lex's understanding of these forces adds to our understanding of the artifact?
Well, it suggests that the heart isn't just some technological device. It's something that operates on a much deeper level, something that could potentially affect the very flow of time and the fate of entire galaxies.
Lex's perspective provides a crucial counterpoint to the purely political and military interpretations.
Right. It's not just about power and weapons. It's about something much bigger.
His understanding of these fundamental forces of the universe suggests that the heart might operate on a completely different level, perhaps even influencing the very fabric of space-time.
Exactly. This is where sci-fi gets really exciting, when it starts to explore the nature of reality itself.
He notes the duality of the Relic.
Oh, interesting.
Its apparent ability to both create new stars and destroy dead stars.
So it can give life and take it away.
This duality hints at a power far beyond conventional weaponry.
That's some serious power.
Meanwhile, Kyra, Perhaps analyzing the relic's casing remotely using the data crystal becomes increasingly convinced that neither faction understands its true function.
She's got that insider knowledge.
So armed with this conviction and that purloined data crystal,
Right.
Kyra makes her escape.
She's on the run.
But she doesn't just disappear into the galactic wilderness. She uses a makeshift comms rig to broadcast a message.
What's the message?
Now here's the really clever part. Her message isn't aimed at the powerful leaders, the admirals, or the politicians.
So who is it for?
It's for the ordinary people. The starship crews who keep the galaxy running,
Oh.
the miners who extract its resources, the cargo haulers who connect disparate worlds.
The everyday folks, the backbone of the galaxy.
These are the people who are usually just pawns in the larger conflicts.
Exactly. They get caught in the crossfire, but they have the real power.
What does this tell you about Kyra's understanding of where true power might lie?
It tells me that Kyra understands that real power comes from the people. It's not about the politicians or the generals. It's about the ordinary folks who keep things running.
This is a pivotal moment that speaks to a potential shift in how galactic conflicts might be waged.
Oh, for sure.
Kyra recognizes that even without military might, the collective knowledge and potential action of everyday citizens can be a powerful force.
Absolutely. People power is a force to be reckoned with.
The data crystal, she reveals, contains critical information.
Like what?
Ship movements, weapon specifications, concrete evidence of the escalating war that the leadership is driving them towards.
She's exposing the truth.
By disseminating this information directly to the people, she's bypassing the traditional channels of control and empowering them with knowledge.
Brilliant. She's giving the power back to the people.
It raises a fascinating question. In a galaxy saturated with information, who truly controls the narrative?
That's a great question. In a world of information overload, it's more important than ever to be critical of the information we consume and to seek out multiple perspectives.
And then comes her powerful declaration.
What does she say?
She doesn't present the heart as a weapon to be seized, but as a doomsday device.
A doomsday device.
A potentially catastrophic force if mishandled by the warring factions.
Oh, no.
Drawing upon the outer system's reputation for resilience and independence, she aims to sow chaos and distrust within the established power structures. Her hope is that this disruption will create an opportunity for the galaxy to rebuild on new foundations, free from the cycle of conflict. It's a radical strategy.
It's a bold move. Risky, but potentially brilliant.
What do you think the chances are of such a plan succeeding?
It's hard to say. The odds are definitely stacked against her. But she's got the truth on her side, and she's appealing to the people's desire for peace and a better future. That could be a powerful motivator.
Can one person's broadcast truly destabilize galactic superpowers?
It's possible. Never underestimate the power of an idea. One person can spark a movement, and a movement can change the world.
It's a long shot, certainly, but it highlights the power of information and the potential for a single act of defiance to have unforeseen consequences.
Absolutely.
Wait.
Even small acts of resistance can make a difference. Every voice matters.
It taps into the fundamental idea that even the most powerful systems rely on the cooperation, or at least the compliance, of the masses.
Exactly. No system of control can survive without the consent of the governed.
Kyra's gamble is that by revealing the truth and appealing to their survival instincts, she can disrupt that compliance and force a fundamental shift in the galactic dynamic. It leaves you wondering about the ripple effects of such a bold move.
It's an ending that leaves you wanting more.
Now, for our second science fiction probe,
All right, what do we got?
we're jumping to a different corner of the galaxy and a different kind of conflict in ion blasters and asteroids.
Okay.
Here, we encounter a future dominated by a corrupt empire, and at the center of our story is Jet, a figure reminiscent of the classic Robin Hood archetype, leading a band of rebels.
I love a good Robin Hood story in space.
The story kicks off right in the middle of a heist.
Exciting.
And immediately, we learn something crucial about Jet's character.
What's that?
Despite being in the thick of this illegal operation, the narrative makes it clear that Jet actually dislikes stealing.
Interesting. So he's not your typical thief.
He's not a career criminal motivated by greed.
Okay, so what's his motivation?
His actions are driven by a strong sense of moral obligation, specifically the Empire's neglect of struggling colonies like Proxima 3, where people are starving.
So he's stealing to help those in need. That's a noble cause.
This immediately establishes him as a protagonist with a strong ethical core, even if his methods are unconventional.
I like him already. He's a good guy deep down, even if he has to break the rules sometimes.
It presents that timeless dilemma.
What's that?
When does the pursuit of a greater good justify breaking the law?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's a question that philosophers have been debating for centuries.
Aboard their ship, the Starlight Sparrow, Jet has a crew as colorful as any you'd find in a blockbuster space opera.
Okay, tell me about this crew.
There's Zara, a tech whiz with a significant bounty on her head. You know, she's good if the Empire wants her that badly. And then there's Nix, the pilot, incredibly skilled but haunted by some unseen past. Right away, you get the sense that these aren't just random individuals. They're a tight-knit group bound by shared purpose and perhaps a bit of desperation.
I love it. A ragtag crew of outlaws fighting for justice. What's not to love?
What do you think it is that forges such strong bonds in the face of adversity?
I think it's a combination of factors. Shared values, shared experiences, and a sense of mutual trust that's been forged in the fires of danger.
Often, it's that shared sense of injustice and the willingness to risk everything for a common cause that creates those unbreakable bonds. In this case, their target, Captain Goran's freighter, further emphasizes the Empire's corruption. This freighter is loaded with supplies destined for an already well-resourced Empire outpost, while colonies like Proxima 3 are left to wither.
It's just like Robin Hood stealing from the rich to give to the poor.
This stark disparity fuels the moral imperative behind Jet's actions. It's not just about stealing, it's about redirecting vital resources to those who desperately need them.
Exactly.
Ugh.
He's fighting for a fairer galaxy.
They manage to dock with and infiltrate the freighter with what sounds like impressive coordination. Zara gets straight to work on those security systems. You've got to have a good hacker on the team. While Jet and Nix secure a specific crate of medical supplies. This focused objective reinforces that their mission isn't just about causing trouble, it's about getting essential aid to Proxima 3. But, as is almost inevitable in these high-stakes situations, their operation is detected.
Uh-oh, busted.
The moment their presence is discovered is marked by Captain Goran's furious reaction over the comms. It's a clear display of the Empire's authority and their intolerance for any form of dissent. The immediate outbreak of blaster fire underscores the inherent danger these rebels face. This isn't a bloodless transfer of goods, it's a violent confrontation, highlighting the Empire's willingness to use force to maintain its control.
It's like the Empire sees any challenge to their authority as a threat to their existence. They can't handle anyone questioning their rule.
They make a daring escape back to the Sparrow, and you can just imagine the close calls as they navigate the corridors under fire.
I can hear the blasters sizzling and the alarms blaring. It's a scene straight out of a space opera.
But their troubles are far from over. Captain Goran, predictably, alerts the entire Empire fleet. What follows is a classic adrenaline-fueled chase through a perilous asteroid field. This is where Nix's exceptional piloting skills really come into play, weaving through the dangerous space rocks while Zara keeps a close eye on the pursuing Empire ships.
Hold on tight, this is where things get really intense.
Amidst this high-speed chase, Jet has a moment of reflection, grappling with the potential fallout from their actions. He realizes that their act of defiance, intended to help a single colony, might have ignited a much larger conflict with the Empire. This internal conflict adds a layer of complexity to his character.
He's not just a hero, he's a real person wrestling with the consequences of his actions. He's got a conscience.
He's not just a swashbuckling hero. He's someone who understands the potential consequences of his choices and carries the weight of that responsibility.
It's what makes him a compelling character.
But even with the overwhelming might of the Empire bearing down on them, Jet finds a spark of hope in his crew. He sees the unwavering resolve in Nix's piloting and the fierce determination in Zara's focus. It's a reminder that even against impossible odds, courage and conviction can shine through.
The power of teamwork. They're stronger together than they are apart.
And then, just when things seem darkest, they spot a risky, unpredictable hyperspace jump point within the asteroid field.
Ooh, a hyperspace jump in an asteroid field. That's crazy.
Talk about a desperate maneuver. What are the potential risks and rewards of attempting such a dangerous jump?
Well, the risks are huge.
Yeah.
They could get ripped apart by the gravitational forces of the asteroid field or end up lost in some uncharted corner of the galaxy. But the reward is freedom. It's their only chance to escape the Empire's clutches.
That hyperspace jump represents a gamble of epic proportions. Jumping to another star system through the chaotic gravitational forces of an asteroid field is incredibly dangerous, with a high probability of the ship being torn apart. However, it's also their only real chance of escape from the pursuing fleet.
It's a do-or-die situation. They have to risk it all.
Jet's question to Nix, how reckless do you feel, is a fantastic encapsulation of their shared spirit of defiance.
It's like he's saying, are you with me? Are you willing to go all the way?
Nix's grin in response tells you everything you need to know. They're not backing down.
They're all in.
They're willing to risk everything to defy the Empire. It's a powerful note to end on, leaving you on the edge of your seat.
It's a cliffhanger ending that leaves you wanting more. I love it.
So, reflecting on these two compelling flash fiction stories, what resonates most with you?
Tough question. They're both so good.
In Heart of a Dead Star, we witnessed how a galaxy on the brink of war found its fate potentially tied to an ancient power no one truly understood.
It's a reminder that there are forces at work in the universe that we can't even begin to comprehend.
Kyra's actions demonstrated how an individual, even without traditional power, can challenge established structures in moments of crisis simply by acting on their convictions.
One person can make a difference.
What do you think her chances are of truly changing the course of the galaxy?
It's a long shot, but hope springs eternal. Maybe she can plant the seeds of change, inspire others to question the status quo.
And in Ion Blasters and Asteroids, we saw a classic struggle against tyranny, where compassion and a desire for justice drove Jet and his crew to risk everything for the marginalized. What does their bravery tell you about the human spirit's capacity for resistance, even when facing overwhelming oppression?
It's a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who fight for what's right, even when the odds are stacked against them.
In a galaxy seemingly controlled by corruption, can small acts of defiance truly ignite a larger rebellion?
Absolutely. It's often those small acts of resistance that spark the fires of revolution.
Both of these narratives, though set in vastly different circumstances, explore the profound impact that individuals can have on the course of galactic events.
They're stories about hope, courage, and the power of the individual to make a difference.
They remind us that power isn't always about military might or political control. It can also reside in knowledge, conviction, and the courage to act on one's beliefs.
It's about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's hard.
They leave us contemplating the significance of ancient legacies and the enduring human or alien spirit of rebellion against injustice.
They're stories that stay with you long after you've finished reading them.
This leads to a crucial question for you to consider.
Okay, what is it?
In the grand scheme of galactic conflicts, where do you believe true power ultimately lies? Is it in ancient, mysterious artifacts, in the overwhelming force of empires, or in the collective will and moral courage of ordinary individuals striving for a better future?
That's a great question to ponder.
Thank you for joining us for this science fiction probe on the True Tomorrows podcast.
It's been a blast.
We hope these tales have sparked your imagination and offered a thrilling glimpse into the vast possibilities of what tomorrow might hold.
Until next time.
Rate and follow us so you don't miss our next dive into the fascinating realms of flash fiction. Until then, keep exploring your own true tomorrows.
Keep exploring.
Bye.
So long.